You're listening to KTIS AM 900. We're highlighting some of the things that are happening around our churches in the Twin Cities. Here's another report on a very special event coming up here in just a few days. Coming up right now, I want to spend a little time talking with Stephanie Page. Stephanie's going to tell us about a special conference coming up Friday, January 24th. It's called Empower Ladies Conference 2014. And it has to do with the reality of human trafficking, which is something, Stephanie, just why did this issue, I guess, become important to you? And let's talk a little bit about it. So.
Well, I read a book a little over a year ago by Kimberly Smith, and she's the founder of Make Way Partners. And she was just talking about the realities of human trafficking. And I started to Google it, and I found out that it's a huge issue right here in Minnesota and in Minneapolis and in the suburbs. And so it just became a burden for me. So
it's a little hard to imagine, isn't it, that in our nice Midwestern community that this is a reality. So.
And it is, yeah. Minnesota's on number 2 for online solicitation of children, so that's a huge deal here in Minneapolis. So it's good for us to be aware, but we can connect to it because we all have a freedom story. If you've been saved by Jesus and you've been set free from the darkest places of our sin, and so He set us free so we can go set other people free. So
what you mentioned, children. I mean, that's kind of the other sad reality too, isn't it? This is not something this is not a middle-aged issue. Right?
No. Actually, the average age of someone who entered prostitution is between 12 and 14 years old. So it is a huge issue for under 18. These aren't people making a choice. It's literally people who are trapped and trafficked and enslaved.
Yeah. So. Talk a little bit about this conference and maybe just the vision that you have in the ministry.
Yeah, I really want to see people living free, and I want to see just everyday people like me. I'm a mom, and I stay home with my girls, and I want to make a difference, and it can be overwhelming. Issues of justice can be overwhelming, but I believe that God has a purpose for each of us in it, and so that's the idea of this conference, is that He calls us to live in the freedom that He purchased for us on the cross, and when we live in that freedom, then He calls us to do things to help other people live free as well. And so that's the idea of this conference, is to live free and then tangible ways that we can every day help other people live free, both spiritually and physically. And
before we talk some details about the conference, maybe just give us an example. Is there a tangible way? Because there are probably many people listening just like you say, well, what can I do really? I'm not involved right now.
Yeah, there's so many organizations locally and abroad that you can join, you can purchase products from, and something that I'm working to do is to start a cafe where you can come and you can eat and buy coffee and buy those products, and so then every day you are doing something small, and it's those small steps that make a big difference. Yeah. So
talk a little bit about the Empower Ladies Conference that's coming up. It's going to be at Calvary Church in Roseville. Give us some details about that.
Yeah, it's going to be January 24th and 25th, and it's a women's conference, all ages, probably starting at age 13, because there's going to be some hard content. On the Friday night, we're going to do some awareness about human trafficking and just talk about our freedom story and how our freedom story intertwines with the reality of modern-day slavery. It's both spiritual and physical freedom. They go hand in hand. It's a 2-day event. We'd love to see everybody there.
And just speakers, those that are involved in a variety of ways through local ministries or national ministries?
Yes. We're going to have up to 39 vendors, both for-profit and nonprofit from the Twin Cities. And we have breakout speakers. Fierce Freedom's going to be there. They're out of Wisconsin. Many different things.
Good. What's the best way to find it? It's Calvary Church in Roseville, which is on Lexington, just off of 36.
Yes.
What's the best way to find out more about it?
Yes, go to www.empowerconferences.com for more information. You can find us on Facebook as well.
EmpowerConferences.com. Stephanie Page is my guest today. We're talking about the Empower Ladies Conference. It's coming up. It's a Friday night and Saturday event at the Calvary Church in Roseville. And Stephanie, I'm just interested, as a mom, maybe once you got the burden for this got involved, I mean, how has it maybe changed your life and kind of your perspective on a daily basis?
Yeah, I have 3 girls. So when I talk about slavery and that there are children and girls enslaved, it just breaks my heart and it keeps me going. And some days I wish I didn't know and I could shut the doors and just live my life. But when you think that people are trapped and they can't get out, you have to do something. And so you just do something, and we all just can do something, and it makes a big difference.
And is it a matter of just us being more aware in our surroundings, or, interventions?
Yeah.
What do you recommend?
Yeah, it is. It starts with awareness and being aware of that it's happening, being aware of the signs that people are trapped. And then in the cities especially, we need places for these people to go once they're rescued. We need homes. We need financial support. We need they need to be loved, and they need to be seen. We need to live in community again together if we're going to start to make a dent in this issue.
Church can really be a key part of this.
We should be. It's His throne is built on righteousness and justice, so it's our calling to be a key part in this, I think.
The event's coming up. It's called Empower Ladies Conference 2014, and it's about our story, right? Just telling the story that we've all got a place in God's family, and we'll find out more about it. Good news to set the captives free. You can get details by going online at empowerconferences.com. That's empowerconferences.com. It'll be coming up Friday and Saturday, January 24 and 25. At the Calvary Church in Roseville. Stephanie, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Stephanie Page joining us today here on Faith Radio.